has been pressed on my side.
Same for my side.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z, episode 28. On this episode, Bulma defeats Frieza. No, just joking.
Really? Actually, that sounds pretty normal, if I'm honest. I'm pretty sure she could do that.
Well, when she got older, probably, just out of being angry. So on the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, you were trying to uncover a mystery.
A mystery of what mystery?
I believe you were trying to find the mystery of Marigold, while Mr. B is secretly, like, collecting information about the people here. Though he may not be writing any of these down.
Beason,
I don't write anything down.
You're betraying us.
See, that's a problem, because DK isn't writing any of it down either.
I know, but you know, I kind of got used to Nick writing it down, so.
Yeah, but I'm not writing it down about these people.
Nick's like, I don't care.
Well, in the end, I've got all the paper. I could reread it, so.
Yes, but you might get a different
The thing is that the information might not be the same this time because you didn't write it down.
I totally have the right to do that too. That may be my official DMing policy.
Yeah, no, that's his policy. If you haven't written it down and you can't remember, then he may just change it because he probably
It's psychic
doesn't remember.
paper. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oops. What are you playing?
Just every time he forgets, just give him more useful information. And then when he forgets for the 50th time, just tell him who the murderer is and who isn't the murderer.
Of course. Alright, so let's go ahead. Oh, by the way, B-Main, hello and welcome to another exciting stream.
Of Dragon Ball Z.
Of Dragon Ball Z, exactly. Adventures of I guess it's Adventures of the Middle Earth, but what's weird is on my stream I call them Adventures of Lord of the Rings. I think it's because I'm secretly evil.
Yes. Except it's not secretly. It's just evil.
Fair enough. Okay, so go ahead and if everyone could roll initiative real quick, we'll determine turn order for the investigation.
For once! We actually have to roll initiative!
Hey, Dan.
For once.
Yeah, I decided, I realized I skipped people last time, and that wasn't fair. By the way, you're very lucky that you returned, Nick. I was going to have your character do something while you were gone.
Okay.
What on?
I'm gonna be honest, that ended so quickly I was surprised. Like, I thought I was gonna be out at least till like 8:30.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Boom! What? What?
Well, we are glad to have you here.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
DK, I
Doctor,
got...
you're amazing. There we go.
DK, so, Rampage got 21, and Billy got 22.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to bring Rampage down 1, and bring Billy to 22.
Okay.
Obviously,
Or
the
just do that one
doctor
right after that.
goes first. I mean, he rolled the best score in the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nick, what did you roll?
No
He
idea.
didn't roll.
Do you want me to roll
He
for
didn't
you?
roll.
Wait, are we rolling initiative right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought you were just grabbing the old scores.
No, I looked in there. There was only one score in it. It was for Dan, and it said 5.
Okay then, wow. There you go, I've rolled now.
Oh, nice. You get to go through it.
Third.
This is totally not how initiative works, but it's fine.
How does initiative work then?
I think the person highest would go first, but I'm doing it.
No,
opposite.
it's the person highest goes first because you're adding, because you're physically adding like your dexterity modifier to it, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is just for investigation turn order, so I'm using the lowest number first.
Why? Why do you do this?
Because I know it personally makes Rampage super happy.
It makes
wrong.
Rampage.
No. It makes me swallow the entire world and everything on it.
There you go. And you know what? That way chat can see it too. Yes, B-Main. It was a 1. Which normally is a bad thing, but today it's a good thing. Alright. Mr. B, you get to start us off.
Oh dear.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I thought I was going to get to wait.
No.
See what everyone else did. Alright, so... trying to remember where we left off. I think...
We ended off on my turn.
you guys were going downstairs to...
Me?
Oh, I was following Mr. Green because he was being very suspicious.
Yes,
Yes, that's what
you thought he was being suspicious because he walked by you and didn't say anything, and then you noticed that he saw that Dan needed help with the rug, so he decided to go off and help Dan with the rug.
After, of course, I had helped Mr. Green get his ring back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because now that he
somebody-
has his ring back, he just is in a much more helpful mode. Also, B-Main says, I can't wait for the epic thread count. You're right, that's the most important thing of all.
You know what? No, never mind. It's not my turn.
So what is Mr. Green doing now that he's finished helping Dan with the...
Well, I think Dan is continuing to search underneath, and he's like holding the rug up so that Dan can search individual sections. And that was the last thing.
I thought we looked. Yeah, we were definitely searching under the rug. Yeah.
Because the rug is very ruggy secrets.
Well, they
But
want to
it
know
was
if
heavy and I
anyone tried to
couldn't do it myself.
sweep any secrets under the rug, you know?
Well, that's kind of boring. Alright.
Mr. B dismisses what Dad and Mr. Green are doing.
So
I really
Billy
hope
to
that
keep
Dan
an eye on
finds
Mr.
like
Green.
an epic secret now
no,
that helps solve the
you can't
mystery.
do that because you can't do that because Billy's just dragging me off.
Dragging you off of where?
We're going to see if the person that was murdered has a ring.
Yeah, but Mr. Green has the ring.
We don't
But-
know that.
but-
Mr. No
Oh,
one knows
very
that.
good, Rampage. Rampage doesn't know this secret, and he's not using out-of-character information. Good job, Rampage. You know what? Just for that level of honesty and remembrance, you gain advantage on your next roll check.
Okay. I was not expected.
So, Mr. B, do you just want to sit and, like, stare at Mr. Green and Dan?
Isn't that what he needs to do?
I
So I'm
would-
going to open up my backpack and read the next document.
Alright, who do you want to read it about?
Documents.
Whichever one's on top that I haven't read.
Documents.
Okay, I know you've read Professor Plum's, and I'm pretty sure you've read Mr. Green's. He was too old, he got passed over. Okay. That's the only two I remember. So you have
So we
Mr.
can-
Mustard.
I think he read Mr. Mustard's at one point.
I don't remember it, to be honest.
So let's read another one.
Well, do you
I think
want...
you just have the two women left then. Unless you can't remember anything from one.
And we're waiting.
So, who are you choosing?
Sorry, what are we waiting on?
I think
No,
we're
Mr.
waiting.
B, you have to choose.
Whichever one's on top. One of the girls, the red one.
Okay.
The red one.
Mrs. Scarlet.
Ah, Miss Scarlet. Okay.
Scarlet.
The dossier says that she loves the color red.
Wow.
The dossier says she loves the color red maybe a little too much. Her business proposal involved making a store that only sold red items.
Where can I find this store?
It doesn't
in
exist yet.
Well, her original shop is in Lake Town. At least that's where her warehouses are.
Alright, good.
She's a very boring person.
But the thing that Mr. Marigold considered very useful is red dyed items are very rare in this area. Getting red dye is really difficult. Getting red paint is very difficult. Sishi seems to have a good supply of it. If she could be convinced to bring some of it here, it could be a possible business venture. So go ahead and add a little note somewhere, Mr. B, that you can, after this, pursue getting that she could be a supplier of the color red.
Okay. Alright, do I get to read another one?
If you want, you can read one more.
So I'll read the
Is it Peacock?
the last lady.
Yes.
Peacock.
From what you can gather from the dossier is that she's kind of a collector of things. Sometimes the things she collects are not extremely valuable, but what she's truly trying to get from Marigold is money to set up a some sort of museum or something like it. She kind of wants to collect things and kind of display them, either through a gallery or kind of like a museum.
Hey, can I interrupt you quick, Chris?
Yes.
Mr. B,
Mm-hmm.
I have written it down for you.
It's because you're awesome.
It's under Pax the Mad.
Nice.
Do I just need
Miss
like
Scarlet,
you know?
the man.
Technically, I gave everyone access to their own individual notepad.
Well, I figure I've got these sheets of paper forever, so...
Actually, I
So-
don't think I have a notepad.
B-Man,
she
that's
wants
hilarious.
a museum, so...
Chris, where's this notepad you so-called have given me?
Oh, watch it be like. You know what? I think that was it. Never mind. You could totally use the in-game forum to track these things. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the other RP where I did do this. Okay, I have a problem I need to take care of real quick. My cat wants in the window and is willing to destroy my entire window to get into it. So, give me one second.
Hey!
Kitty, it's okay. I know, Pecan, you want in the window. I can help you. There you go. There's the window. I had closed the blinds because I had a massive light. As we were starting, I had this massive sun coming through the window at my eyes. Alright, I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, oh, by the way, chat wants to know if the cat's okay. Pecan is totally fine. He was considering various strategies of getting into the window. Most of them were not ones I wanted to see him pursue.
Did one of them involve jumping off of your bed onto your desk
Thankfully, my desk is
into the window?
Thankfully, my desk is further away from his pursuits, but he is the cat that attempts flight every now and then, and that kind of scares me.
Oh.
Didn't you know cats could fly?
He certainly thinks
Yeah,
he can.
but I don't think
By the
that
way,
one.
he's really happy now. Like, he's super pleased.
Yay!
I have pleased a cat today. My life now has meaning. Just kidding.
So I'm just gonna continue rifling through my papers, watching Dr. Green,
Alright, so Dan, what you
Mr.
want to do?
Green.
Wait.
But by the way, chat, I'm very sure that the news would never cover it. The news would be like, a flower was stepped on today. News at 11.
$506,087 flowers were stepped on today.
You still with us, Dan?
Yeah, sorry.
I think he was mentally collecting himself. By the way, chat was saying, cat breaks streamers' windows on the news near you now. And I'm like, nah, I'm very sure. If the fact that a giant tree crashed down in my driveway and no one cared, like, I don't think that was covered by the news. So I don't think my cat breaking my window would hit any news outlet.
Nope. Yeah. Well, I think I'm still checking the rug at the moment, but have I found anything? Is Mr. Green still helping me?
Would you like to roll a perception check and some sort of analysis check to see what you found?
Investigation.
Doesn't get much better than that.
I know, right?
In our backwards world
Actually,
today.
it could. I rolled a 2. It could have been a 1. It could have been a 0.
Well, that would have been, in our backwards world, that would have been a critical pass.
Actually, what's funny is in Dark Heresy, that would be a critical pass, yeah. Just what Mr. B just said. Okay. You find 7 bronze coins, 2 silver coins.
Ooh, a bronze coin and a silver coin.
Mm-hmm.
This is good.
Well,
I'm very
you
pleased.
found 7 bronze coins and 2 silver coins.
Oh, well, that's all good too.
Do you try to pick them up?
Of course.
You find the silver coins are not so silver. They're actually like they're fastened into the wood and they're not coins.
Oh.
So they're nails.
Not quite nails, but something, another kind of fastener.
Okay. Well, I will be very puzzled.
Do you want to take
But
the
then
bronze
I will
coins?
collect copper. Yes,
Okay.
of course, the bronze ones.
Yes, the bronze ones. You grab the bronze ones, and you realize that they're painted on the wood. Like, they're not real or 3-dimensional. They're very much... And then as you look around, you notice that's a continuous pattern. You have no idea why you missed it previously.
Fair enough. Well, I will feel very sheepish, and I will tell Mr. Green that we are done with the rug and thank him profusely.
Mr. Green says there's another part of the rug if you want to check it.
No. I am sheepish and ashamed of myself for trying to steal the fasteners and paint.
As Mr. Green slowly points down, he kind of sees something. Let's see if he actually sees anything useful. Mr. Green kind of points out to you that there's something on the ground, and he kind of points your eyes to it.
Oh. What is it?
It's a note.
Ooh.
Dun dun
I will
dun dun
pick it up.
dun.
And I will read it.
It's from an alchemist.
We know an alchemist.
An alchemist named Billow Fellow.
Fellow fellow.
I actually need to
Alrighty.
write this down because he's now an important character.
You could get Nick to write it down for you.
No, I can use my notepad.
But it's so much more efficient to get Nick to write it down for you.
No, I wouldn't do that to Dick.
Somehow, I kind of doubt that.
Nick is a scribe.
With his fingers, he definitely is. I didn't know one could write that fast on their phone.
iPad.
Again, I didn't know anyone could write that fast on a tablet.
You get very good at it when that's the only thing you type on.
I guess that is true.
Like when you have to take like notes in anatomy and physiology, and you have these giant blocks of text, and you have a teacher talking to you about something completely unrelated to what's on the screen. Like, yeah, you get good at typing things,
It's always good.
or you take lots of pictures.
I used to draw my notes because that's the only way I could remember things.
We have this special kind of drawing. It's kind of small and pretty precise. It's called letters.
I see,
And
like,
if you draw these letters in certain patterns, like repeating patterns oftentimes, they form these things called words. And if you put enough words together, you get sentences.
yeah,
It's pretty amazing.
Well,
Pretty technologically advanced.
we had like hours of note taking, and it was most of the thing was us attempting to interpret a TV video that was showing us things, and we didn't have a lot of time to write, and I would write so much notes that my hands would start bleeding from writing notes.
Dun,
Oh, yeah.
dun, dun,
I
dun.
That's
Sounds
when I
like
started
Harry
drawing
Potter.
like pictures.
Yeah, I actually have like calluses on my finger from where like pencils have sat.
Yeah,
So
I had like just near the fingertips. I just would have just blood and such.
yeah, I can see that really easily. Actually, I understand that.
So I just started drawing pictures because that hurt less and it was faster.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, our class liked doing info dump. Okay, proceeding to. By the way, B-Man says A2, really? Silver nails. I'm trying to think, where did A2 come across?
No clue.
I'm trying to figure out what you're saying in there, B-Man. I'm sorry.
Is it maybe a comment to someone else above him?
I don't know. He said no. There's no one else. It just says A2.
Okay.
Really. Anyway. So, do you want to read the note?
Why would you want to read the note?
I definitely want to read.
Big Fellow says to take 4 dross pills a day.
Hmm.
1 dose every 4th part day.
Well, this sounds like something for the doctor fellow. Doses and stuff like that. Not my forte, so I will help put down the carpet, and then I will climb back up to the upper floor to give it to the doctor.
Okay.
I'll say
the
maybe
doctor's actually,
maybe
the doctor's actually entered the room, and he's like kind of, yeah, he's in that back room after he watched y'all carefully play with the brug.
I've been surveying Dr. Green because I don't trust him.
No one trusts Dr. Green
Fair
because
enough.
he's actually the murderer.
Well, I will give you the note, and I will say it's maybe Mr. Marigold was sick or something. And I'll give him the alchemist note.
Alright, Nick, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to walk into Mr. Marigold's room, greeting Miss Scarlet as I go by. And I would like to look under Marigold's bed.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Watch out for the boogeyman.
Is my passive perception check a 13 good enough, or should I actually roll?
Passively you can see things are under there, but it's dark. So you'd have to actually reach in and try to grab for something specific.
I got 23. It means I rolled a natural 20.
Okay. You see some parchment underneath his bed.
Okay.
But by the way, I'm sorry. I need to mess with chat for a second.
Okay.
But they know better. I physically gave them a note that once they've finished reading it, it ended with, "You are surrounded. This is a trap." This is why I asked them if they want to read if they want to read something. Because I gave them a puzzle inside the note, and once they figured it out, it translated to "You are surrounded. This is a trap."
Yeah, that wasn't really nice. You know?
Maybe this is a trap. You are surrounded. I think that's how it went.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So
you
was
found
it just the parchment under the bed?
There are other things, but that was the thing that grabbed your eye.
Okay.
Because the other things were socks and some clothing.
Okay. I'm gonna pull the parchment out.
Okay. Would you like to read it?
I will, in fact, read it.
Okay. It starts off with. It's actually a bill notice from Big Fellow, and it's 100 gold per 20 pills of dross.
So, 20 pills of what?
Of dross.
Mm-hmm. How do you spell dross?
DROSS.
DERO.
DR.
Okay.
It's like dress, except the E's and O.
So 100 gold per 20 pills of DOS.
Dross.
Okay. Okay. What else does it say?
It also says 20 gold per 10 ml of super fractured air.
Okay.
And then it continues on. 500 gold per 1 milliliter of purified water. So, and then it totals out to 620 gold.
Okay.
Furthermore, there are instructions that to consume 1 milliliter of air, of the super fractured air, every 2 days. And to use 1/20th of the milliliter of purified water to take the dross every day.
No, wait. So, how often do you take the air?
Every other day.
Mm-hmm. Then continuing from there.
Okay. And then to take 1/20th milliliter of purified water every day.
Mm-hmm. To consume with the dross.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
It says something about to make sure to to follow this regiment and to not skip it even one day. And
Why?
it's signed by Big Fellow.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, is that... I'm assuming that's all that's on that parchment?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any more parchment?
Yes, there actually is, like, other parchments behind that one. Did you want to read those?
Well, I would like to take those, and I would just like to look over to see if they're, like, similar medication instructions.
They look like just basic bills.
Okay. Are they bills for the same thing?
No, they're for different things. Like, one is for some wood that was chopped in the forest.
Okay.
Would you like to perform any kind of check on any of the papers for anything?
I will go ahead and I will perform a, let's see what's the best check to use.
By the way, B-Main, I'm sorry. My mic is dreadfully close to my keyboard. I'm sorry.
I will perform an insight check.
Alright.
It's an 8.
That actually is okay. That works.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how obvious what's wrong with this parchment.
Mm-hmm.
From what you can gather from all the other parchments, you notice that the wood being charged is a lot higher than it should. All the services, you know very well that your city doesn't charge things like that. And even the most unreasonable person in town would never be caught charging some of these prices. People are taking advantage of him. Or at least he's paying more for services than he should be. But there could be a reason for this. He may be paying more because he is richer. To be a good lure, to maybe help people gather a little bit more coin, if you will. So maybe he's doing that on purpose. I'm so sorry, B-Main. Is there anything else?
Is that all that's there?
That's just like I was just going through what all the bills basically kind of outlined, is that he pays for a lot of it at an enormously high price, and others he just pays a very heightened price.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and some of the prices he pays for things are things that people would probably be thrown in jail for charging.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this information over to Mr. B.
Yeah. You would have been able to get a little bit more out of that, but you rolled really low.
Not the whole, like... I'll keep the bills and stuff, and I'll let him look at those if he wants, but I'm more talking about I want to show him this medication stuff.
Man, Doctor, you're like so important to this, apparently.
I guess so.
Well, I figure he's a doctor. He's more likely to know what maybe this dross is.
I thought he was only a lore master.
Well, I was going...
No, he's a full-fledged doctor.
He likes to play with herbs, and he's...
Yeah, he likes
sort
to
of the
play
doctor.
With, like, isn't that like his like? So
it's
okay,
like
you're
his
right.
hobby.
You're right. You're right. It is more than it's his way of making money is by healing people. Never mind. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So,
we can call him the doctor.
I figure it makes the most sense to go ask him about it.
Okay. With that said, Rampage. I'm sorry about the blackness, everyone. I did something bad.
So, me and Billy are going over to check... Is it Marigold?
Oh. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's about where Marigold is.
So me and Billy are checking if he has a ring.
Go ahead and... Do you want to just make a passive check for it?
What is my passive check?
It's probably pretty high, actually. But I could check.
Pull
if
up
you
the
want.
character sheet.
Because the fun thing is, I could get Rampage to do a passive check, and Billy to do a roll. But I want to see what my
the other thing is that your passive check is just it's passive. It's something you'll get anyway if you just ask.
By the way, your passive is an automatic 13.
Okay, so I'll have Rampage do a passive.
Okay. You go to his finger because by the way, because you are very specifically looking for something, and you specifically are identifying a particular part of the body, you're looking in a very specific place, your passive automatically detects that there is an imprint on his hand where a ring used to be, and it has been removed.
Okay. I tell Billy this, and I go to the doctor.
If
he
you go to
knows
the doctor,
anyone
that ends your turn.
I have Billy too. I mean, Rampage is gonna.
You could tell Billy to go do it, and during his turn, he can head to the doctor. But that'll end his turn anyway.
So I'll get Rampage.
So why don't you just both go to the doctor?
Okay.
Okay, and we'll just...
So we're going to crowd around the doctor during his turn, essentially.
Guess what, doctor? Your turn comes in, and now everyone is now coming to you. You just see a swarm of flies all come around you. You see Dan with something in his hand wanting to talk to you about. You see Nick with something in his hand that he wants to talk to you about. And Rampage and Billy... Well, Rampage is coming with something to tell you. Yep. He seems really excited.
So I guess I'm getting 3 notes or 3 things, right? And I think... Now, are we upstairs or downstairs?
We're downstairs.
You're currently downstairs by the main door.
That's what I thought.
Well, we're not downstairs. I mean, we're not in that weird cabin.
Not in the secret... Well, that's kind of like the basement, right? And
okay.
No, Nick doesn't even know the basement exists.
So, I get Dan's note first?
Yes. Due to order of operations.
So I read his notes. Do I understand what this stuff is?
Do you want to make a check?
I do.
Okay. I guess I need to go somewhere where I can make a check.
We'll be right back.
Mr. B rolled a 24.
So, Mr. B, you're pretty sure that this is not any medicine you've ever heard of, and it definitely does not sound like something you should be ingesting either. You're not really sure what exactly it is, but you're very well sure that it is not anything you've heard of. And that scares you from a direction of someone is giving out medicine that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Which tells you that someone either has made a special drug with water and sugar, or maybe that someone has just taken other medicine and put their name on it to make it sound fancy. It's quite possible. You're highly sure that if there was any kind of miracle drug, you would have heard of it, though.
What is Dan's drug called, by the way?
It's the same as yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to read Nick's next?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna hand mine to the doctor. I'm gonna say, so apparently he has this bill here for something called Dross, and the instructions note to take it in a very specific way, and it also suggests that he should never ever skip a day for any reason.
And so I read that same thing, right?
You notice, Mr. B, immediately 100 gold coins for 20 pills? That seems awfully high.
Yeah, well,
And you also notice that the pharmacy is selling some sort of air?
yeah, fractured air.
You're very sure super
10
fractured air isn't a
milliliters of
thing.
super fractured air.
Sorry,
And you're pretty sure purified water being sold at 500 gold is a little ridiculous, since you know exactly how to purify water.
Yeah.
And nothing in it defines an expense so high for so little.
It also suggests that you should consume 1 milliliter of fractured air every other day, and use 1/20th of the purified water to consume with the dross. I want to note,
So-
1/20th of a milliliter is not very much.
No. So someone's feeding our friend
Like,
Marigold some fake stuff. Is there a signature, like a typical
yeah,
prescription?
it's signed by a Mr. Big Fellow.
That's right. That's the alchemist.
With that said, now Rampage comes in handing you something, right? Wait, Rampage doesn't have a note.
Wait, I wasn't done though.
Okay, go ahead, Nick, I'm
Because
sorry.
I also have to tell him that I've noticed that Marigold has been paying very, very high prices for basic goods and services, like the kind of things that people would be arrested for charging. And I'm not sure if this was intentional or if maybe someone's been taking advantage of him.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. So what does Rampage have to say?
Wow.
What?
So
By
I
the way,
asked.
Mr. B, I wrote all of my stuff down in the in-game forum.
I asked the doctor if he would know anyone that has a ring that they didn't have before the lights went out.
So is our friend Marigold missing a ring?
Yes.
Well, I didn't find any rings in the underground area.
Did anyone else find any rings?
Mr. Green speaks up that Nick helped him find his ring in the kitchen bathwater.
Well, at least, like, he's not trying to hide it.
Why was your ring in the kitchen bathwater?
I left it on a plate while we were eating, and one of the waitresses took it. And when she went to go clean the dishes, exactly.
Does he sound worried?
No, but he sees where this is going, and he realizes, hey, yeah, I just totally got a ring that I didn't have previously. But he definitely does look... You could definitely tell that he's old, but that he's in no way afraid or shaken.
Okay. So Marigold is missing a ring.
And me and Billy, Billy found a passageway that looks like it needs a ring for.
And Billy found a passageway that looks like it might need a ring for.
Yeah, in the weird passageway under the tile, there was a slot, and it looked like it needed a ring.
Huh.
Mr. Green, do you mind if we borrow that ring just to confirm that it's not the
course,
ring that's
of
supposed to be going in the
He takes his
passageway?
ring off and he says, "Please do return this. My wife will kill me."
Somehow I know that.
All right. So, Billy, do you want to go run down there and see if the ring fits?
I go, me and Billy go together.
I like how we're all doing things on the doctor's turn.
Okay, so
Yeah!
Billy's
We're all
going to
kinda
be
together.
executing that, but he has to wait till his turn to execute it. Is
That's
there anything
good.
else y'all
That's-
want to do, Doctor?
The only thing I can think of, if I still get to say something, is someone should check with one of the house staff to get a description of what this ring is. Because I'm assuming someone from the house staff might have seen him wearing it at some point.
I would hope. Unless his house staff get laid off pretty consistently.
Okay, is there anything else you want to do, Doctor?
We should also question the house staff about the bills and this alchemist guy. And then I'm sure I'm out of turn.
Okay.
Ha! No!
Okay, Dan, your turn.
Okay. Well, I think the doctor's probably got the right idea. So I tell him I'm going to go round up the house staff or the local staff, and I'll bring them all to him.
I need you to make a perception check.
Perception!
Or a memory check of some sort.
I'll go with perception.
You have no idea where the house staff are.
No clue at all.
Well,
But by the way,
I
the
guess I'll
reason
ask
for the memory
Mr. Green
check,
if he could go with me.
But by the way, the reason for the memory check was because, like, last episode we talked about where they were.
Upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs.
But I was probably falling at the time that they were found.
That
Yeah,
may
that's
be. That's why I'm checking. Like, you have fallen, but I don't know how much of that. I was going to see if anyone would chime in.
No, it's shining in on this.
I still figure I'm out of turn, so.
Like,
Yeah, you
no,
were
Dan,
kind of
don't
out.
go there.
Well, I mean, you're sort of helping his turn.
Yeah, I mean,
Mr. B,
Someone
are
should
you
check
gonna like alarm
upstairs.
Dan before he makes a fruitless search?
Yeah, they can let me make a fruitless search and go get them themselves. I'll just be probably stuck in the kitchen.
No, we like
Staples.
drag the house staff to you.
Yeah, well, like we secretly tell the house that, like the staff, to just go over to you, but we don't tell you that. So you think that you
well.
just found?
Well, then I will proudly bring them to the doctor.
Okay, you totally do not find the house staff. To your best
What
efforts.
do you mean?
You're sure that you've checked every single part of the main floor. You're not really sure where they are. Nick, it's your turn.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna do?
Mhm.
I'm gonna go talk to her. What's her name again?
Miss Peacock.
Okay, this room is really small and cramped.
Yeah, you know why it's all small and cramped. I don't want anyone's computer crashing with my big worlds.
But I'm going to go and buy Mrs. Peacock. Hello there.
Oh, hello.
What is it you were doing at this party?
I was.
I know you probably wanted money for business, but I'm curious, what kind of business? What was your...
It was going to be a community service.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
How community?
when we pass, we have to leave for our next generation a better place. How do we do that? By passing on the great works of the previous generations. You see? And if we don't do this, things get lost, technology gets missing, people don't know how things work anymore, people can't climb trees, people can't find apples. It just turns into a terrible world. And that's why I want to,
Wing
with
peace.
Marigold's help, of course, prepare a environment that may hold the future to the past.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the pursuing of culture. You understand culture, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
I understand culture quite well. Sounds a lot like the young ones need schooling.
Well, we can't put force on that, of course, but to create places where people could go and gain knowledge of past.
Yes. It's very important.
They could freely come and go and study what they wish.
Yes, very important.
Because the thing is, you will find that some people have very specific interests, and they want to pursue those interests. They don't necessarily want to learn everyone else's interest. This is just
They just want to know their interests.
Exactly. So they should have a place that they... Wait, did I just answer you in character? No!
Yes!
I love how Chris just stopped mid-sentence.
So it's going to be for a cultural place.
But tell me, what did you know about Marigold?
Oh, he has the biggest heart of gold. When he sees people suffering, when people don't have quite enough, he has no problem adding a little bit of extra on the top, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that big fellow seems to charge everyone an enormous price.
Maybe you could tell me about this big fellow.
Oh, he's the alchemist in this city. The Woodman town. He's very... unfortunately, we don't have the kind of marketplace that many of the big cities like Lake Town have.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of have to gather everything ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have one man who's the apothecary for an entire town by himself, he kind of has to put some extra prices on things, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Just to prevent everyone from charging. Now, I know Marigold was making certain arrangements with him to kind of lower the prices by adding some form of gold flowing towards him to kind of help pay for things. I don't know much about that. I've just heard rumors.
No, it's you wouldn't happen to be able to tell me what kind of things does he sell?
Oh, many kind of potions.
Mm-hmm.
And of course he can also treat bones. Poor kid banged his arm and he got his bones set with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's called. And he healed up just fine.
I've actually heard of this drug called Dross. I've never heard of it before.
Neither have I.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've heard of it?
Yes, it is. I've never heard of such a medicine before.
What about
How would they know it's a medicine?
what about super fractured air?
By the way, Rampage, good catch. Rampage defeated me.
Because
What?
it says doses.
Yeah. Like mine physically says in pills, so
Yeah, I gave.
and it's
I
from
gave,
the apothecary. It's from the apothecary.
I
and it says it's in
slipped.
pills, so
But I slipped. But I guess we could say context of the conversation. But yeah, I totally should not have suggested it was medicine. You're right. Good catch, Rampage.
give it given like the way he was told to do it, it was most likely medicine. Like, because the information suggested you had to take it, you had to take these things at specific times and on daily routines and.
Mm-hmm.
No, so
But she doesn't know that. That's the thing.
Yeah. It's like, so it seems very.
I have defeated the GM.
Yeah.
You've
Twice,
never
actually.
you've never heard of Dross before.
No, no, I haven't. What is it?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Sounds like something you used to draw water from.
Yeah, no, it seemed like Marigold was paying a very large amount of money for very small portions of purified water and fractured air and some dross.
Fractured air.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do not have a clue on what fractured air could be. It sounds like sorcery.
Dun dun dun.
Seeming a bit like me, like it might be just some official bit of nonsense, so to say.
No, I'm very sure that sounds like sorcery.
No, it's definitely not sorcery.
If Big Fellow is running sorcery, we'll run him right out of this town.
No, I was going with it was made up, like a secret deal.
I know, but like, she totally doesn't believe it. She heard something that sounds ridiculous, so she's going with magic.
Magic!
No, I try to explain it. No, I mean like they made it up as part of their deal.
Possibly. Or some sort of magic?
I doubt that.
Just let the magic go.
There's wizards going around doing strange things with strange items. There's that Gandalf with his explosions.
Well, you know what?
Oh,
I'll look into it more, and when I'm done, I'll let you know if it's sorcery or not.
I assure you, he just disturbs the peace with those.
Yes, well, I will look into this, and when I'm done, I will let you know whether that is sorcery or not, okay?
Excellent. This sounds like something that could be put in a paper. Sorcery or not.
Yeah. So, it could make a good book. You could try writing that.
I think you've given me an idea for one of my pieces.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can help you with, young sir?
No, I was just kind of looking a bit more into Marigold, trying to find out what happened, So, if you can tell me anything more, feel free.
Of course. By the way, would you like to take a passive check on that conversation?
Sure.
You noticed that she was very welcoming and warming to you, more so than she seemed before you walked in.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be something about you that has that seems to have convinced her to be more truthful with you than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Wahaha! You use magic.
When making any check against her, you have advantage.
Okay.
Ooh. Man.
But, okay.
Do you want to make any attempt to guess what it is, or?
I was going to guess it's just because I'm a very powerful lord.
Okay.
Clearly passed on to her.
Okay.
Yes, 100% the reason. Yes.
Okay. My cat has left, so let me go close my door again, and then it will be Rampage's turn.
And then your cat will immediately claw at your door to be opened again.
Oh, I won't open it then. It's like once you leave, that's it. Okay, there we go. And I have now placed my laundry bag against the door, and the cat will not be able to enter again. I will only open it if the cat persists in such a way that it's more of a distraction.
Ooh.
I've had the cat wake me up by trying to force the door open, causing my door to continuously slam open and closed. Cats are very strong and very persistent.
How persistent? Persistent.
Very
You know
persistent.
what? One day, actually, you know what? That reminds me. One day, we should all play Exploding Kittens.
What?
I think Rampage would love that game. The cards are really silly.
Yes. I saw that. That was kind of funny.
That game is hilarious.
I noticed it at
Okay,
Target.
Yeah, my dad got that game for me in the first expansion for it. It's hilarious. I think Rampage would love that game.
With that, we're talking about Rampage. Rampage, it's your turn.
So me and Billy head down the ladder.
Okay.
And then, out of nowhere, this this voice comes out of nowhere and it says, "One eternity later."
Anyway, you
Weren't you-
arrive at the dirt pile, and you definitely see where you would put said ring. Do you want to put it in?
I will let Billy put it in, since he's the one that found it.
Billy didn't find it. Mr. Green
Well-
gave it to y'all, remember?
No.
Yeah,
he
but
found
he found the hole.
door with
Oh,
the...
okay, I got you.
Yeah, he found
I
the hole.
misunderstood. Oh, okay, so you want to put the ring in the ring-sized slot?
Yeah.
Okay. You put it in, and it almost looked like it was going to fit, but it seems like there's some sort of thing that prevents it from fully sliding in. It's almost right. Do you want to take a check against this?
Can we look at it and see if it can come off? Like,
Do the check.
what check would I do?
You can go for any kind of information gathering check. So, anything like insight, investigation.
Would perception work?
Perception can work, but it'll be less effective.
Do investigation.
This one? Oh, wait. I forgot. I could.
Billy apparently is
Can't-
the worst investigator ever.
That was actually a rampage roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a rampage roll, but on Billy.
Okay, I was like, man, he's a spy. He should totally be better at investigating.
But remember you said I get advantage and I forgot to put on advantage?
Oh, you can
So
roll
I'm just-
investigation again, Rampage. And that will be advantage if you roll it again normally.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
Okay!
Wow. Rampage.
Somehow, I think the advantage.
As you keep trying to put it in and kind of like looking around and inspecting it as you're putting it in, a query comes to your mind. It looks like it fits, but it seems like there's something wrong with the ring that prevents it from actually going inside. Like there's
How do
something
you know
missing.
that?
Like there's something missing. Like there needs to be something else added to the ring to help you open it.
Added?
Yes. Like something's missing from the ring to prevent it from opening. Like there's a missing component or something else that needs to be added. Maybe a gemstone or something. And do you want to actually use that investigation further on the ring itself?
Yeah.
You notice that the ring imprint looks like it has a centerpiece and 4 gemstones on the corners. This ring only has 3 gemstones, forming a...
He's hiding one.
Or it's the wrong way.
No, he's hiding one.
The real question is, does it have the spot for the 4th gemstone?
Yeah.
I was going to see if anyone asked. Yes.
Okay,
I know it!
the
Yes,
ring physically has a spot for another gemstone in it.
It does have a slot for another gemstone.
Okay. So you're saying what we're missing now is a gemstone.
Yes.
That, I know where it is. We just don't have it.
Where is it?
Okay.
Well, I have my assumptions. I have two ideas of where it might be.
But otherwise, we're certain it's the correct one, right?
Yeah. 100%. Totally.
Could just be a coincidence.
Yeah, no. Like we could totally get that extra gemstone and it could totally still not fit.
No, it would fit. It would fit.
Or maybe he didn't have enough money to get the 4th gemstone in.
No. He has enough money. He just didn't give it to us.
Like maybe he's doing it in paying off the ring in components, Or maybe it broke off or got lost in that giant sewer water thing it was in.
Yeah.
No. He has it. He just won't
Okay.
admit he has it.
I'm assuming you and Billy are gonna then start headed back up, right?
Yep.
Okay, Doctor, it's your turn.
So I'm waiting for news from Billy and the Rampage.
We come up and we tell him. They're done. Game.
Do they get to tell me what they found?
Yep. 100%.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. So he has been informed.
So I checked the ring and I asked Mr. Green, where's the missing gemstone?
He seems a little surprised. And he starts studying the ring. And he kind of looks sheepishly at you. And then a little worried. It's not there.
Was it supposed to be there?
Yeah. Do we leave it in the sink? He turns to Nick. And sees that
I'm
Nick is
physically
not
in
the
another room.
Yeah, no. He
So that's-
turns to Nick and notices Nick's not there. And it's like, he helped me fish it.
He helped me fish it!
Out of the sink?
Yeah.
Well, let's go take a look.
Okay.
So I guess
So
we
is
gotta
Mr.
look
Green
over-
worried that I stole his gemstone now?
No, he's just looking for confirmation that that you were the one
It
fishing
isn't
it out,
dead and dead and
and that
dead.
he didn't do anything to remove a gem or anything.
Mhm.
give us that.
I like how no one has asked Nick anything.
No.
Nobody asked me anything. I don't even know what's going on. I'm in another room.
So, Mr. B, you take him over to the wash tub. Okay. Dan, do you follow Mr. B to the wash tub?
Yes.
No.
So we're gonna...
Wait. I kind of want to roll to see if they go to the the correct wash tub.
Well, Mr. Gray went with them, so...
Oh, okay.
He's not going to mislead them on this.
How do you know?
So, Dan...
You're facing the right wash tub.
He is a murderer, after all.
Yeah. We don't know how he murdered.
Hey, Dan, are you going with them?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
Once I get my turn, I'm going to go talk
It is
to the Professor
officially
Plum.
your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to Professor Plum and ask him if he knows what dross is and about the other alchemist note.
Did you give up on your
At least I
search
can
for
remember
the house staff?
Yeah, I thought we did that, and Nick and Rampage took the staff to me, or...
No,
We didn't do anything
Oh,
like
they were
that.
just joking.
it was a joke.
Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well, then I will be searching for the household staff.
Do you want to ask Professor maybe where the household staff would be?
Well, once I don't find them, I mean, I'm going to walk to where...
I'm letting you know that, like,
Uh-huh.
there's, like, specific information to find them. I would hate for you to continue
you spent
to
your
waste
last turn looking for him, right?
Yeah, so he looked the entire first floor.
Okay, then I will ask Professor Plum. And I will also ask him if he knows what dross is.
Okay. Which question would you like him to answer first?
Household staff first.
The household stats? The household stats? You want to ask me that now? Okay, they're on the second floor. They locked the door. There's no way up there unless you have a key. Do you have a key? No, you don't, because you're a guest like me, and I don't have I don't have a key either. And then you don't let anyone leave.
I can knock. They might let me in.
I highly doubt it. They won't let anyone else in.
Well,
Why
except for
so
Friends of Chris, but yeah, they
mean?
let him in.
Alright, well then, how about dross?
Dross?
You know what that is? Or, refracted air?
Super
air.
fractured air.
Super fractured air.
Super fractured air, huh? Well, I heard of some experiments involving super fractured air. I think it's something to do with some sort of crack in reality or something like that.
Yikes. That's pretty terrifying.
Well, it's not a real crack, and it's weird. It generally comes with a very terrible smell. Like a bunch of cows.
That is pretty terrible.
Maybe worse than cows. I've heard some people describe it. Anyway, some people take some samples of that air. I don't really know if it do anything.
Okay. Well, what about dross?
Dross. I think them some sort of pill or something from that crazy wacko in town. He's into that natural medicine. Science! Science is the way. Science will lead us, not rubbing a bunch of tree bark on something.
Oh, fine.
Is not science the pursuit of knowledge? Well,
I will thank Professor Plum, and I will go
good
look
luck.
for the household
I do hope you find what you're looking for, but I will continue my investigation. I will find the solution, and the ants, As he points to the tiles.
Will say yes.
He is. That person.
We'll go marching.
But by the way, you do notice ants are coming out of the ceiling tiles that Nick shot arrows bolts into.
something about fake coins.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like chocolate coins or something like it, wrapped in gold tin.
Well, I will go upstairs and I will try to be very persuasive and see if I can't persuade them to let me.
Okay, next turn you can make a try for it. Nick, it's your turn. You heard like the entire party like just ramble off.
I'm going to attempt to convince Mrs. Peacock to tell me what she knows about Mr. Mustard.
Why, Mr. Mustard?
Okay. For you? I heard he was in some service to some lord or something. He's very aggressive when it comes to duty.
Do you know which lord by any chance?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm sorry, I really don't know.
Did you ever mention why he was here?
No. He's usually around. Even if he has nothing to ask, he's around.
Just around.
Yes, yes. He's always around, he's always watching. Even now, he's guarding the door. He convinced your lot that he was going to guard the door. He's very good at that.
I wasn't even aware he was guarding the door.
Yeah, one of your people told him to guard the door. If he was the murderer, he could have totally left. Just
But
saying.
if he's not the murderer, he won't
I
let
guess he's
anybody
the
out.
best guard there is then. If
It's all dependent of if.
true.
But the other thing is, if he is the murderer and he left, then everyone would know.
That's also true. So I'm just going to keep this door locked after you leave, I think.
Yes. Well, thank you for the information. If I need to talk anymore, I shall come back and knock politely on the door.
Of course. Feel free to come by.
Yes, well.
I feel much safer with a ranger around.
Yes, well. Good luck to you. And then I'm going to walk down and I'm going to talk to Mr. Mustard.
Okay. Next turn you get to talk to Mr. Mustard. Rampage, what you doing? Apparently you're facing through a wall right now.
Well, I guess I followed Beason. Or the doctor. Me and Billy followed. I guess we're gonna try to get the ring?
You already have the ring.
Well, no, I mean the gem. The gem.
Okay. So you're gonna go into the pot of water.
Like, not go into it, but...
Do you want to try reaching in? It's very...
Yeah. I guess. So...
You guess?
I guess. I don't really know what to do on this. I guess I asked the doctor if he has any idea on how to get the gem out.
Reach in, find it, pull it out.
Yep, that's one way.
That's
That or drain the
one
water.
way.
But don't drain it from the drain. You gotta scoop it out.
Scooping out would take a lot more time.
Well, why don't you drain the other sink and then start scooping the water out into that sink?
seems like a sensible idea.
Only like a tad bit sensible. Like it isn't really that sensible.
And the other thing then too is you can individually wash things off in the other sink as well with clear water. So if you need to wash something off to tell what it is.
True.
Or you could start diluting the dirty water with clear water.
No, that's not a good idea.
I'm sure that's not a good idea.
Well, you could slowly start scooping out like the dirty water.
Yes.
Start replacing it with clear water. Or you could just start scooping the dirty water out until there's none left.
Think we'll do that.
Do you want to make an investigation check to see if any possible other ideas?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that investigation roll. Rampage. In the room,
Yeah.
you find some half barrels, full barrels, and you also, most importantly, find giant buckets.
I will grab a giant bucket,
Okay.
hand one to Billy, and I'll grab a giant bucket. And then we'll start scooping some of the water.
Alternatively, you also, since you have access to buckets, you could start draining the water into buckets.
That would work.
I'm just saying, like, you have a lot of options here. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But you did roll
the
a 19
real question
for
is-
investigation, so
The real question
No, I rolled a
is
12.
you rolled a 19 first. You rolled a 12 afterwards.
No, that was
No,
earlier.
19 was
Oh.
for the
That
his
was
last
earlier.
investigation check.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Well,
It's fine.
DK,
12. That's fine.
DK, the real
Figured
question
it
is,
was.
are there any strainers?
Well, is Rampage looking for a strainer?
Rampage, look for a strainer.
I guess I'll look for a strainer.
Okay. You find actually a very thin metal strainer next to the heresy. Would you like to take this strainer?
Sure.
Okay. You gained one heresy shifting water thing.
Isn't it a dark heresy one?
So now you can help strain without. You have less risk of like losing the gem
Mm-hmm.
because it should get caught in the strainer.
Well,
See, it would have been much
Yes.
easier if I did that, but that would have been boring.
I guess we will start using the strainer to try to find the gem. The gem.
Okay. So do you want to put that by the drain in the bucket?
Oh, Chris. Chris. I'd like to make a suggestion that after this turn we stop because it is getting pretty late.
True.
Is that what
I-
everyone is? Okay, is that what we're gonna do? Okay. Okay, this is a great stopping point.
I just figured I'd suggest that because it is like 9:30. So
You're right. Did y'all want to like clean up this and move on then?
Dan.
Sorry. What was the question?
Dan, did you want to wrap this up real quick, and then we'll do the ending?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well get back to the amulet. I am curious about what happened.
Well,
Or are we actually wrapping up the murder mystery, or did Chris just mean we were wrapping up the episode?
I meant, well, wrapping up the episode and just say, hey, what's in this bucket?
Yeah.
Like,
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what I thought.
and I'm like, well,
We're
to the
gonna wrap
amulet.
up the murder
Well, what about the
mystery,
Civil
right?
War?
Too much into that.
Okay. You drain the water basin, and you do not find the gem. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, did Mr. Green lie to you, or was he telling the 100% truth?
He was lying. I know he has it in his pocket.
So, before we end, let's talk about what everyone's doing. Nick, what are you doing?
Going to bed.
You're going to bed. What have you been up to?
I went to a job fair.
You went to a job fair. Was it amazing?
I told you that already.
Yes, but that wasn't recorded. That wasn't streamed. People don't get to know more about Nick.
Yeah, but I don't really particularly feel like telling them about me, because
Okay,
all I really got was
was
a
there
large sheet
cake?
of papers and a can. No, but there were cookies.
I heard that you, Rampage, and this DK fellow did some recordings Monday.
I
Yes,
don't know what you're
that
talking
baby.
about. I
So,
think those
I-
may be
I think those
heresy and
episodes will be
lies.
coming in the future, right?
Yes,
No,
they
I
coming
think that I
in
think that's
30.
I think those are lies. They don't exist.
They do exist.
And Mr. B
Sounds
totally
well.
doesn't have to edit out that one word I let slip.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright. So, Dan, what have you been up to?
I mean, work, whatnot. One of our friends had a kid last week, so early last week. But so we've been bringing food over every so often to hang out with them.
Nice.
Cute little kid.
You
How
guys-
cute out of cute.
Like on what kind of scale? Like a 0 to 10?
Yeah.
I would say definitely like an 8.7.
That's a very
An
fair
8.
assessment. Got any plans in the future, Dan?
Let's see. This Saturday, doing a terrain race,
Nice.
crawling through mud, stuff like that. Obstacle course.
I hear that's bad for you, and that human
That
beings
sounds
should
fun
not
and
in
awesome.
any way interact with dirt, and definitely
Yes.
not wet dirt.
That does sound like fun, actually, Dan. Have
And
fun.
and sunlight and
Yes,
air.
yes, sunlight. Like I believe, according to like this one research thing, it said children should not be out between 10 and like 6 o'clock. And to be honest with you, at that point, you should just say kids should not be ever outside ever.
Hey, you know what, Dan? You should just remember to play airsoft too.
I do have some airsoft guns. They are pretty fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, especially if you get like a large group together on a cool like airsoft arena. But,
Okay,
But yeah, so that's all I'm up to.
sounds fun. All right, Mr. B, what are you up to?
Apparently, I've got some videos to edit.
And after he edits those videos, he's wanting to
just
take
the
a
second one, because I did let a word slip in the second one, so.
Nick.
Don't worry, it'll be that you can tell because I correct him as soon as it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the
It
magic
was pretty
of
late in the
editing.
video too, so.
That's the magic of editing. We can take all that out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was just the one, so it shouldn't be too hard.
So yeah, I'm gonna be uploading some new stuff to the channel.
Hi, games. We're actually wrapping up right now. I'm so sorry. Why
does this always happen on my live streams?
Yeah, it's like, I'm ending now. I'm sorry. So what plans do you have for the future, Mr. B?
Uploading videos.
And taking over the world.
Oh, yes. We do have to plan to take over the world.
Because they're Pinky and Mr. B, Mr. B, Mr. B.
I have plans to create a new dimension populated with people with their own culture and then take over them.
Well, my immediate plans is I think I'll be streaming with Rampage. Right, Rampage? Tomorrow at noonish, I guess?
I guess? I did not know that was yesterday or tomorrow.
It's a good thing I keep track of these things.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah, I think we're going to be doing a Nox stream, right, Rampage?
I think so.
Do you have any other things going on, Rampage?
I guess after this I'm going to be playing Minecraft, and then Minecraft, and then even more Minecraft, and then even more Minecraft.
That sounds amazing. I'm hoping to do some Star Conflict streams and play some Minecraft and... Excuse me, I have...
Play some more Minecraft.
Yes. In fact, I have an energy drink that I'm waiting till, like, tomorrow to drink because it'll be like... I actually asked my mom, before you go to work, make sure I wake up, and then I'm just going to drink all the coffee in the universe.
Woo!
Also, I think I'm going to be... Actually, you know what? I think next week we're going to go see the Tomb Raider movie. And then,
I've heard that's the Chris, I've heard that the Tomb Raider movie is the least worst video game movie.
I'll be honest with you, I've seen all the Tomb Raider movies in theater. I've never missed one. I was not a giant fan of the video game. I've always found that the movies were better than the video game. And CinemaSins would definitely disagree with me on this, but I liked those movies. They were a little campy, but of course, you're talking about like a video game world where like magic suddenly kind of clashes with technology, but still trying to suggest that it's a real world scenario. I don't know. You have to accept that this is not our universe per se, if that makes sense. Because I'm pretty sure nowhere in Egypt has a giant statue come alive and try to attack scientists. That's like once we would get a message or something. I don't know.
Chris, DK, that happens once a year.
Speaking of next week, as I've already informed the other players, I will not be here for next week's
Yeah, I think are we skipping next week?
Maybe. Who knows?
I'll take a party vote on that.
Who knows? Do I know?
Okay, I'll take a party vote on that, and then none of the party vote.
Did y'all want to skip next week, or do you want to go ahead without Nick?
I'd rather wait for Nick, but I'll do what the rest of people want.
All right.
We really need Nick. I mean,
so I heard two voices of wait till Nick. So
I feel like everybody's. I feel like Dan and Mr. B don't really talk unless prompted.
A lot of time,
for a lot of things. So
okay. So what I got was Mr. B and Dan are voting to go ahead and skip. So guys, next Tuesday we'll be doing something else. But then after that we'll be going back to Lord of the Rings. So look forward to that on your calendars. With that, I think we got all the Dragon Ball Z.
Hey,
so
Chris, you know what? You could even do like a special spring event.
How springy will it be?
What, have the party fight bunnies or something?
Yes!
No. You have to wait till April for that.
Oh.
You know, Easter is on April 1st.
Oh, that's wonderful. Everyone opens up their Easter eggs and they're told nothing.
No, Chris, like, you tell everybody it's Easter, and then all the kids run outside to search for the eggs, and then can't find them because there aren't any eggs.
Rude.
All of the candy is sitting in a bowl in the closet.
No, the Easter Bunny just hasn't brought them yet. It's in the Easter Bunny's closet.
Yes.
Proceeding forward, I'd like to say thank you for joining us next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Ball Z.
Will the party find out who did what? Will Big Pharma ever be identified? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
It was Big Fellow, not Big Farmer.
That was a joke. In my notes, it says Big Fellow, Big Pharma.
Big Pharma. That's terrible.